All right, y'all, we live, we back, man. Y'all know how we do, always pushing health, wealth, better understanding the self, and giving praises to the Most High. So check this out. In this video, right, I'm going over Jasmine Crockett, and I'm going over Kia Duggins. I feel like I'm gonna show both of them. I'm gonna show both of them speak, and I want you to tell me which one do you feel like really stood on business. All right, because there's a lot of. It was somebody in my comment sections on my last video that said, "Hey, you know, Greek life don't have nothing to do with Greek life don't have nothing to do with politics." I'm like, I, I beg to differ, because if the politics we going over, we see that there's so much Greek life that represent the blacks in politics. So I'm gonna go over both of those with those two women. But first, let me show y'all exactly what Jasmine Crockett said. Then I'm gonna show you what Kia Duggan said. Let's get it.
They are so outraged by these immigrants and the crime that they're bringing, and not to mention city law enforcement, local law enforcement. They are always going after crime, and they don't say, oh, you committed a murder, oh, but you're an immigrant, well, let you go, right? So they are always focused on crime. They continue to say things like the illegals and that they broke the law coming in. But what they're not telling the American people is that it is a civil violation. It is not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. It's not a criminal, it's a crime. It's not a crime, which is why they're so frustrated, because they really want our local law enforcement to go out and round up people when they could be looking out for the murderers and the sexual abusers as well as the robbers. They want them to go and round people up on civil accusations.
Okay, so we hear how she talking. We hear that she's for the police. It seems like doing the things that they need to do as far as rounding up people for the immigrants, and not like ICE or whatever. But we heard her speak. Listen to Kia Duggins, okay? And listen to how she speaks. Now, she's an attorney just like Jasmine Crockett, okay? But she's a different kind of attorney. Check this out.
The students inside of my program, who were mostly white and Asian, had access to comprehensive college readiness resources, while the students outside of my program did not. The students inside of my program were friends with, related to, and mentored by people who looked like them, by college graduates and college students who looked like them. But the people outside of my program were not. As I graduated from high school and moved through college, I began to notice that a lot of the Black and Hispanic students who had not been part of the accelerated program with me either had a hard time going to college or had a hard time completing college once they got there. So this raised a few questions for me. Why are some races underrepresented in these accelerated academic spaces? And how do these disparities in representation affect the communities in the long run? So, after doing some research, I found that social capital directly influences the amount of diverse representation that we see in these accelerated academic spaces. Put simply, social capital is connections to people who can give you access to the institutions and the information that you need for social mobility. Unfortunately, our society systemically prevents certain groups of people from gaining access to this necessary social capital. One of the ways that our society prevents people from gaining access to social capital is through poverty. The link between poverty and education becomes clear when we look at the funding mechanisms that are set up for public school funding. According to the US Census Bureau, approximately 45% of public school funding comes from local resources. And the majority of these local resources are property taxes. This means that schools that are in low-income neighborhoods with low property values receive relatively less local funding than their richer counterparts. And all of this is true despite the fact that the residents of these lower income neighborhoods have less financial resources to begin with.
So my point is, Kia Duggins, who passed away in a plane crash, what she stood for and what she represented. And after this lady passed, now we see the birth of Jasmine Crockett. It's like, to me, it's like she's the total opposite of what this lady stand on. Now, I'm gonna let her finish this, some more of this, but I'm gonna go into what Jasmine Crockett is pushing. Check this out. Let's do a little bit of Kia Duggins because I'm loving her energy. Check it.
Additionally, states could combat these disparities in local public school funding by strategically increasing states' funding for public schools. However, according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, 35 states actually decreased their per pupil investment in public school education between 2008 and 2014 when adjusted for inflation. Kansas, the state that I call home, is one of 14 states that actually decreased their per pupil investment in education by 10% or greater between 2008 and 2014.
At IHG Hotels and Resorts,
Now,
you can explore the neighborhood.
my point was, this lady was, she was a real activist, right?
This becomes,
But when we see, I'm gonna show y'all of when we see Jasmine Crockett, check this video out, right? When we see Jasmine Crockett, this is what we see. We do not see the same type of woman as Kia Duggins. Check this out. Now, this is showing that Jasmine Crockett is just an actor. Check this out.
You know, no one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now it looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress. It's just not what my plan was. But what I've always decided is that I would step up when there was a need. Listen, he up there, he's spewing all kinds of nonsense. Let me just be real. And we weren't gonna sit for that shit. We wouldn't, you know. But when she called me and said, I think it's time for me to retire, and you're the one that I believe should take my seat, I really was kind of caught off guard. I didn't anticipate that. If anyone knows anything about the Congresswoman, they know. We showed up, and if he had some sense, then maybe we would have been about that life. But y'all know he ain't got no sense. So please give some love. This took a little bit of coordinating to do, for sure. We got some cool shirts. You know, the congressional seat is over 4 times as large as my House seat. And I was just starting to get into the rhythm of doing constituent services and things like that. We got Madam Williams, who just happens to have the honorary seat. It's not even honorary because she's holding it down, y'all. But the legend himself, John Lewis, that is the seat in which she currently serves. So she honored his legacy. This is the.
So, do y'all see how they're saying that the Democrats is telling her, look, we need you to talk more trash here. We need you to appeal to the hood. We having Megan Thee Stallion and these girls, these rappers up here. We need you to be more hood, right? You put, we need all new schoolhouse rock for our children. Schoolhouse rap. Jasmine is a dangerous poser. She is, man. And it's crazy because a lot of people feel like that she's doing great work, but they don't even know about Kia Duggins on all the work she's doing. So my point is that Jasmine Crockett is definitely not right. She said, this is the thing that she said out of her mouth, right? Jasmine Crockett said that $5,000 was not, it wasn't nothing to the American people. That got a lot of people upset. She also spoke that instead of getting the $5,000, we can work on cleaning up the air and the water for the Black communities, which if y'all not familiar with Biden, when he was in office, he had bills where he said, hey, I'm donating money to, clean the water, to just help the environment. Billions of dollars went to that, but we haven't seen nothing change. I'm in the water treatment industry. We haven't seen anything change. Nothing has happened as far as the billions of dollars that they said that they put in the water, right? Then you got, so I think it's a talking point. They use that as a talking point because they know that they can get money out of it and they don't got to do nothing. This is just my opinion, but I'm in the field, so I can really tell you about that. So sending, then she said this. She said that she's looking for us to be sending money to other countries because the dollar goes further and we could stop immigrants from coming over here by investing in their land. Now, this was another wild thing that she said. So she's thinking that we can invest our money abroad, not into the American people, and our dollar will go further and it will stop immigration. Now, if you just hear all of these points that this lady said, and if you listen to Kia Duggins and what she's talking about, you can tell it's a complete difference. Right, it should be automatic. So they make it dirty on purpose, of course. And then they keep saying, like, I seen my homie sent me this twice. He sent me something like, oh, Biden is he's investing into, getting the water clean. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Let's see how it work out. Nothing never happened. He said it twice. Biden said this twice. I got sent this that, hey, bro, they're spending money to clean up the water. And I'm like, okay, let me see how this works. Because there are people that invested in water treatment systems in their homes every day. Okay, so nothing happens. There's people still investing in water treatment system in their home. They're not going to let the city or a government, have to be in control over the quality of water that they got. So my point is that they're just using that. That's just a point that they're using. So these are the points that Jasmine Crockett is talking about. Sending money aboard. She's talking about the $5,000 is nothing. She can use it in other ways. So we all see that there's some fraud behavior going on with her. Now, I got one more I wanted to show y'all. Right? And this is Jasmine Crockett. This is with Tim Black. Tim Black is a dude that I put him on the show. And I just want to hear some quick points on what Tim Black say. Because we got to listen, all of these cosplayers that's just trying to, I don't think it's a coincidence that as soon as when Kia Duggins died, it's just like this lady just started coming up out of nowhere and just getting more popular. And I just don't think it would have mixed with old girl. But we're gonna get into what Black was saying. They are setting her up for failure.
About this show. Stop holding good stuff back from the people, algorithm. Let the world know about this great show, man.
All right, so this
and
they setting up for failure.
Tonight's show is brought to you by none other than the Tim Black Legacy mug. See how this came out. Let's see how this came out, Johnson. I'm up here trying to do stuff. The State of the Union Circus, the worst, the best, the worst. And what's the other part? I even forget what I wrote there. What I write right there. And what the I'm a wild boy, and I'm wild, And what the yeah, man, it's something else, family. It's something else. I'm trying to tell you that these people showed up, and they showed out, man. Let's get the party going, Johnson. It is crazy. It really is. It is crazy.
I wanted to hear what
you can't count on.
Hold on.
You can't.
Like joint address of Congress guest.
Yeah, we're trying to do
the chamber that we are sitting in this moment. This man who has no respect for Congress, does not respect us as a co-equal branch of government.
Nobody respects Congress, man. Congress approval rating is like 7. folks, I'm trying to tell you that the national average of approval ratings for Congress is like 7%. That means if you had 100 people in the room, you said, hey, how many people think Congress doing a good job? 7 people will raise their hand. And I think those 7 people are related to Congress people and are waiting on a check. And they ain't trying to write the hand that feeds them. You know what I'm saying?
Who has put us into a constitutional crisis. This man with his hateful rhetoric and his...
A constitutional crisis. Constitutional Johnson. I tell you, I keep telling people, hey, you got to go to the Supreme Court to find out if something's unconstitutional. We all know that, right? It's sort of like saying this person breaking the law. Well, you got to go to court and find them guilty to prove that they broke the law. You can't just say you broke the law. You can't just say it's unconstitutional. But hey, she's a lawmaker. What does she know?
Even more harmful policies. I went because I wanted to honor my State of the Union or my joint address of Congress guest.
Yeah, she said I wouldn't sit and subject myself to that. I'm standing up for you when I don't stand up or when I don't stay in there and I come shoot a video. That's me standing. That's your money working for you, Boston, Massachusetts. I'm doing this for you when I defy the oath of when I don't do my job, you know.
Claire from Everett, a probationary federal worker who was damn good at her job at housing and urban development, enforcing fair housing laws.
What are you talking about? Let's move on. I don't know what you're talking about. What you talking about? Okay. Next on the list was Pramila Jayapal. She was upset too. Come on, Pramila Jayapal. She is also protesting.
But there is no way that I could stay there for this address. It is insult to injury, the lies and the propaganda.
So these are actors. Okay, if y'all see on the video I showed y'all with Jasmine Crockett, she's acting. She's trying to play like ghetto. Now, if you look up Jasmine Crockett's background, she was in a private school. She's definitely, not a hood girl at all. But why is she acting like this? This is a front she got to put on for the people. And I think that's what they're telling her to do.
Yeah, we all know the Democrats never, ever push propaganda. Hell no, ain't no propaganda going on in the Democratic Party. That's the last thing they would ever do was propagandize. No way. That's crazy talk.
I just walked out of Trump's address, joint address to Congress. I went there because I was insistent that I wanted to hear directly from him what he had to say.
And then I heard about 2 seconds and I ran my ass out here and told my page what this person is. What's your name again? Film this. I got to put this on my social media. Yeah, help film me because I got to get some hits on my Twitter, on my X, in my blue social, my blue sky, on my TikTok, on my Facebook. Come on now. She ran out there. It's all quiet in the hallway. She ran out here. I had to do it. I had to leave. I can't subject my ears to hearing the president talk. That's excruciating. This is gender bias. This gender bias fascist that had to sit here and be held captive by his words from the podium.
They need to deport her, bro.
But after hearing him spew lie after lie after lie, racism and xenophobia at the center of everything.
Yeah, racism and xenophobia is at the center. It's like a cheesecake with cheese, with then it's cake with really what it is racism in this. Racism, and there's a whole layer like nougat, like a Snickers bar. It's got nougat in it. That's all xenophobia.
That's what they do.
Xenophobia, racism, transphobia.
I'm glad you said that, Trace. You like if they wanted to serve, they would be flooding with bills. They not doing that. Listen, this is what they doing. Check this out. This is what this girl is doing when she in office, hanging around the office and stuff. This is what Jasmine Crockett is doing.
You really about to do it? 40 acres in the mule. This is bigger than the music. You really about to do it? Yeah, they tried to rig the game, but you can't fake influence. They get on it like that. Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the deck like buck. Must have on a beat, bro. Deep boat in rap. He a freak though, man.
Now,
Call an ambulance. Tell him breathe.
this is what they doing in the office, making $170,000 a year. They in that thing dancing out. She making us feel that she gonna jam the Kendrick Lamar song and make us think that she for us. Like she's the us that Kendrick Lamar is talking about. And she's not. She's not. When we say us, she's already on the other side. She already pledging. She already took the oath. She took 2 oaths. She took an oath for Greek, black Greek gods, and then she took another oath for the Congress and all of that. So this is how she got here. Y'all want to know, like, dang, how did she get here? Where are they getting these people from? Check this out. This is where she came from. This is how she even got here. So it says here, make sure y'all can see this, bro. It says here, what is Jasmine Crockett known for? In the 118th Congress, Crockett served as the Democratic freshman class representative between the House Democratic leadership and the approximately 35 newly elected Democratic members. Crockett was named as a co-chair of the 2024 Harris-Walz campaign. Crockett is the Democratic Congressional Progressive Caucus. So it's not really telling us nothing. Like we ask, like, what are you known for, right? And that's what you're known for. But check this out. Look at what it says for Kia Duggins. Check this out. So here it says, Kia Duggins' own says, described as a brilliant legal mind, a mentor, a champion for justice, Duggins dedicated her career to fighting unconstitutional policing and unjust bail practices across Tennessee, Texas, Washington, D.C. at the Civil Rights Corps. She worked on the front lines of the movement to dismantle systemic injustices. No sororities. She ain't in no throwing up no signs. She ain't pledging on nothing, but we see her holding it down. We see her trying to fight the police. We feel that. Shout out to Introvert Rockstar that this was planned, how Kia Duggins got killed in that plane crash. Feel like she was doing something big to try to mess up the now you put share another agent. You mean Jasmine Crockett? Share this. Share the screen. I hope you're talking about Jasmine. But my point is just that Jasmine Crockett is definitely she definitely an agent. They just brought her up. She put, oh my God, this is despicable, playing games, vote her out. This is serious work. Sorry for all the comments. I'm so mad. I'm done with all in Washington. So she basically got in on a DEI. That's why she's so, it was just a whole bunch of Democrats that they put in there. And now they pushing Jasmine Crockett up to be some kind of leader. When Kia Duggins was our real leader, in my opinion. All right. So I don't know how Jasmine Crockett is even. I don't know how she got so many black people that pushing for her. She don't want y'all to get $5,000. She feel like that ain't no money. She making $170,000 a year. She feels like that's not gonna do anything for you. And I don't know how black people are signing up. I don't know how they don't understand that this lady is not on your side. I'm with you. She another agent. But we're gonna have to do something about her. Let me open up these calls. I know I had a comment on my channel, and there's people that were saying it was a hit. I'm telling you, Mickey, it just now this is how I'm putting it together, because I feel like, why wasn't she this loud when Kia Duggins was alive? It was like As soon as when she die, this lady just comes shining, right? Skin folk. I appreciate you. That girl shine, FBA Friedman all day. Skin folk still allowing themselves to be pawns in the white folks' problems. Yeah. And it says it here too, because it says that Crockett served as the Democratic freshman class representative. So that's letting you know that she's just a representative. They selected her to be a representative. So this DEI, that's how they can get black people in there through the boule, through these secret organizations that they got when they know you took the oath. So we're gonna have to get them out of there. This is what I feel. If you are in a Divine Nine group, you cannot be in politics representing black people. You can't have a tie to black Greek life, right? And then you go and saying, okay, I'm representing black people. It shouldn't. I think that's a conflict of interest. I want you to be totally down with us. You can't serve two masters. Where was Crockett Granny from? You want me to get in there, Crockett Granny? Oh, like her grandmother? She may be a tether, but that Crockett last name kind of make it seem like she's more but my point is that where's her granny from? My point is that definitely Kia Duggins is somebody that we need to be pushing on our women to act like that, not like this Jasmine Crockett. So she put, if she living in DC is absolutely expensive. Also, she was very vocal pre the official voting day. Stop playing. You talking about Nemo talking about if she living in DC, it's absolutely expensive. Also, she was very vocal pre the official voting day. Stop playing. Are you talking about Kia Duggins or are you talking about Jasmine Crockett? Nemo, Jezebel, Jasmine. For real, man. She is somebody in my comment section also, because I was like, I said something in my video that, she was claiming, she went on TV and said, yes, I am not married, I'm not in a relationship. And I'm like, why would somebody go on and talk about that? Even if a woman's not married, they don't ever go on and being like, I'm not married, I have never been asked to be married. It's like, why would she go on saying that? That just caught me by surprise. But I mentioned that, and somebody in my comments was like, man, what does her not being married have to do with her in the Congress? And if y'all notice on the video, I played with these ladies that was denouncing. Yes, her she worth $9 million. The ladies that were denouncing was saying that the reason why they was denouncing because they feel like they had to serve their sorority more than they do for their husband or like the God they believe in. So it's like, it's hard. You hit it right on the head, bro. They pushing this agenda to single women. They want independent, strong women so they could pimp them. They don't want them to be in the family, because once you have a family, a man, and you got God that you praising, it's just no way you don't have any room to be able to work with an organization like that, to do everything they need you to do. It's kind of like a slavery tool, I think, in my opinion. Like, they slaving the women. They're pimping them. And if you have a man, it's not going to work. If you got God in your life, it's not going to work. So that she said that, now it's making sense. And then the people in my comment section need to understand all of this stuff matters. I'm talking about Jasmine Crockett. She had to, because the MF on the other side said she was making more than she was. Yeah. I mean, you worth $8 million, you worth $9 million on $170,000 salary you just got there a couple years ago. Where did all the money come from? That's the point. Like, you just got in there and you worth 9 million. It's just fishy. We already accusing Democrats of stealing a lot of money. Y'all have a name. The Democratic Party got a name for switcheroo in the money. So it's like that you worth all of that money and you just got in. I know it's sketchy. But I don't know why so many people are pushing this lady and saying that, oh man, I love me some Jasmine Crockett. If y'all see, it's a lot of black people that are fooled. They trying to lie in her. Mm-hmm. She had to. Yeah. So that's what I got on Jasmine Crockett. But you notice none of the Divine Nine members, everybody who's in the Divine Nine, they said nothing about the guy who lost his life, Khalid Wilson. Nobody in the Divine Nine, and I found out that LeBron James and Stephen A. Smith is in the same Omega sci-fi. So it's 2 people got arrested. I'm to see what happened to this lady is available.
Hazing ritual that is according to Baton Rouge police, and that is the victim right there on your screen. We know from officials, they said, quote, Caleb Wilson died as a direct result of a hazing incident where he was punched in the chest multiple times while pledging. Fraternity member Caleb McRae, 23 years old, arrested Thursday evening and faces charges of manslaughter and felony criminal hazing in the death of Wilson, a mechanical engineering junior at the school who died in late February. Baton Rouge police providing a news conference here where they did give some more information about the arrest and the situation in general.
Right.
Over the past several days, detectives with our Baton Rouge Police Department have been working tirelessly around the clock and with cooperation from the District Attorney's Office and leadership at Southern University to bring some answers to the family and loved ones of band member and engineering student Caleb Wilson. Detectives have interviewed over a dozen.
But if y'all see that, what they got to go through with these sororities and fraternities, they got to break them down. So it's showing you how dedicated Jasmine Crockett is. Like, they're picking people that they know is going to be loyal, and they know that they already been ran through the ringer. It's a vetting mechanism. They not selecting nobody that they know not going to perform how they want them to perform. So it's like, this has to happen for them to get people to be obedient to everything that they have.
Dozen people and executed multiple search warrants to gather as much information as possible. As many of you know, Baton Rouge Police Department was first made aware of the death of Caleb Wilson by medical staff at Baton Rouge General Hospital on February 26th around 2:40 a.m. Initial reports indicated that Caleb Wilson was dropped off at the emergency room by a group of males that stated he collapsed while playing basketball at a Breck Park located at 3140 North Sherwood Forest Boulevard. All of those subjects left prior to officers' arrival. Through diligent efforts during their investigatory process, BRPD detectives uncovered that the location reported initially was not accurate, and that the alleged incident, in fact, occurred at a warehouse located at 3412 Woodcrest Drive. And Caleb Wilson died as the direct result of a hazing incident where he was punched in the chest multiple times while pledging to Omega Psi Phi fraternity. Through further investigation, BRPD detectives developed several suspects involved in the incident. This is still an active and ongoing investigation, so additional warrants and persons involved cannot be ruled out at this time. Last night, one of the suspects Caleb McRae turned himself in with his attorney and was booked into East Baton Rouge Parish Prison. McRae has been charged with criminal hazing and manslaughter. Again, this is still an active and ongoing investigation with more arrests forthcoming. We'll be updating the media.
They never charged him with murder. They always charge him with that's one thing about being in a fraternity. If you kill somebody with some of that, it's like you don't get it the same
in the community as these arrests occur. I ask that you all continue to keep this family in your prayers as our Baton Rouge Police Department continues to investigate and try to bring answers to this family about what happened to Caleb and arrest those that are responsible. Thank you. I'm gonna have the Mayor President step up and give a few remarks. Mayor.
Good morning. I echo the chief. These are days and times that we don't want to have to deal with. I was blessed to meet the family. Had a private meeting with.
Now the university had like stopped everything to do with like Greek organizations and sororities and fraternities, and I think it needs to be a nationwide thing, because all of these politicians that's in office, that's what they pushing. They already took an oath, and if we don't put a stop to this, we're not gonna be getting nothing done, because I think it's in control of the higher ups. I think white supremacy is in control of these Black Greek groups and organizations. I don't think it's, controlled and ruled and they got real policies from Black people, because I just showed y'all Jasmine Crockett and Kia Duggins.
Caleb's,
it ain't adding up.
Mom, dad, grandma, and uncle. One of too many meetings I've had since I've been in office with young people that we're losing way too soon. The main message I want to put is from the mayor's office in the city of Baton Rouge's prayers for the family during this time. I want to thank Southern University, the chief, the district attorney, and everyone involved for their hard work. My message to Baton Rouge is we got to do better, Baton Rouge. We got to do better. We feel like sometimes we take one step forward and two steps back. It's a sad day to use such a promising young life. And I encourage all the young people out there to make better decisions. So here again.
Definitely. And the thing for this is, tell all kids, don't join no sorority groups. We got to kill this, because this, if he wouldn't have died, right, they would have just had everything over his life, bro. These people are claiming up these signs. Listen, we look at the gang members worse than we look at these sororities and fraternities, when it should be the other way around, in my opinion. Because they're bringing people on and a lifelong commitment. They got a lifelong commitment with these people. And you can't serve two masters at once. It's just not going to work. So
we hate having these family meetings. We got to do better, Baton Rouge. Thank you.
I mean, we ain't just on Baton Rouge, but yeah, I just wanted to show y'all that it is a couple other people that's salute, man. It's a couple other people that's involved into this, but we got to spread the notation to get rid of all of the Greek life. Black people should definitely not be saying Black Greek. They don't even go together for me. But I'm gonna show y'all this of Jasmine Crockett though, of shout out to you, man. Jasmine Crockett, check this out. Okay. Michael Jordan in the Omega. Man, it's crazy. Vince Carter, right. LeBron James Omega Stephen A. Smith is Omegle. It's like if you look at now, this is all I do, bro. When people are in the news and they're one of our top people, I'm looking at Shaq as an Omegle. Yeah, you're right. I've been going over and I'm trying to figure something out. Like, how is this? Like, how does this work? And anybody that's in the political field, I'm investigating you and I'm seeing what you were involved in. I did it with Al Green. I'm doing it with all of these politicians and these sportcasters and people that have to speak to the people. They all took an oath. Now, people will make us think, oh, no, it's black oath. It has nothing to do with it. But they'll be trying to push us to be saying we need to be more unified. And then my question would be, if you saying we need to be more unified, but you got people that you call brothers that other people are not your brothers, it's just not making sense. They can't make the gang life, Greek life make sense because it's not for everybody. And they look down on people, just like they see what this guy, Caleb Wilson, they look down on him. They treat you like nothing when you're not in the organization. So it only makes sense that when you join these organizations, you just kind of like a slave to them, bro. They tell you what to do. You got to go get their lunch. We was hearing testimonies. People were saying, you got to go run and get our lunch with their own money. You got to spend your money that your mama them gave you to go to college and buy me something to eat every day. And don't tell nobody. Like, this is criminal, bro. Imagine somebody doing your kid like that. And they can't tell you, your parents, you can't even tell them anything. They just got to keep doing this, go broke, and then it's just mental abuse, man. Malcolm X warned us about. Malcolm X warned us about the black boule. Never forget, because there was a real reason. Yeah. He warned us, man. He already knew what time it was. He kept us informed. But they out here, as y'all know, I always talk about in the 1960s how the FBI said they infiltrated organizations, the music, writers workshop, right? That was in the 60s. So how can a black person talk to you in 2025 and they telling you like, oh, you know, everything good? Like, we got to understand who's the agents and who's not, because there's no reason that our organizations got shut down and they're not trying to put somebody else in our face. So it's like, we got to think like that. That all of that stuff ain't happened for no reason, in my opinion. I think that for them doing all that investigating us and had the feds doing this, it was for a reason. So now we see these new black people coming up, like Obama's a president. We got all of these people up, and they don't got no energy like our ancestors, like the Malcolm X, the Asada Shakurs, the woman and the men that we had standing on business. They're nothing like them. They have no connection with the people at the bottom. They're saying stuff, and we like, what the hell? You know, it's no connection. Now, in my opinion, she do got a little weirdo people that's like following her, but I broke it down easy. If they watch this video, they would see clear as day, like, yo, this woman got killed, this woman died, and this woman is still up here, and she doing all this kind of stuff, and this woman was really standing on business. Everyone in public service seems to take an oath that contradicts public service. Man, you killed it with that, bro. You couldn't have said it better, bro. That explains everything right there. You know, but yeah, I agree. It's probably not even just black people. It's probably everybody in there. But when I see black faces in there, I just be thinking like, man, I want to root for you. I want to, but then I find out and I see you in these Greek gods, these Greek lifestyle. I can't trust you. I can't, you know what I mean? And I know there's some people they in the Greek life and they don't know nothing about what's going on. They're just trying to get into it. They are not about none of that. They just trying to, have rank and do stuff. And I know that. I'm not saying that these people are bad. I'm talking about the high people that are the gatekeepers and that make sure all of the secret society people get in there and get their positions, because that's what they do. They make sure. It's a reason why Fannie Willis Delta is the district attorney in Atlanta and black. You know, everybody that was going against Trump was in the organization. They was in a Divine Nine. Alvin Braggs, Letitia James, Fannie Willis. So it's just clear as day that all black people need to understand that they're not on our side. They don't speak for us. They're representative of the system. And it's the closer we get to that, then everybody's gonna know, like, we can't even listen to these people. Matter of fact, you can't even be in a public politician position, in my opinion, because I feel like it's treason. You're not letting black people be in a position to voice the real problems, and you putting people in there that you got taking an oath, and it's blocking us from progress because nobody's never going to be able to get into a position and really speak. So until we get them out the way, we're going to always be in a position that where we're never going to get nothing, because I think the money is going to them automatically. But I'm gonna open up the lines, man, for y'all to call in. I want to hear what y'all think about all of this. It's real deep, in my opinion. A lot of people, I hope people get it, but I'm pretty sure that it's gonna be some people that's gonna try to make what's her name feel like Jasmine Crockett feel like she the real deal. But man, appreciate you, John, son. That was a good one, man. It contradict the public. But yeah, man, Trev Jackson was supposed to be on with me today. He got tied up. But yeah, another day. Y'all know what I do, man. I'm calling out. Listen, if I'm calling out, if you in public, if you a politician, I'm calling you out, man. I haven't listened to one politician that I can be like a black one that I see that's standing on business, and I'm like, I can't find them. Especially not in the especially not if they boule. But you know, I'm gonna show y'all this video. Let me show y'all this that I seen with the Congress. Check this out. Check this out. Okay. Now, this is what this guy is saying about about Jasmine Crockett. I want to know if y'all feel this. What you put in? You won't. What you talking about, Mickey? Check this out.
They're circulating that the reason why many of us do not like Jasmine Crockett is because she is a black woman in a position of power, right? It has nothing to do with the fact that homegirl is bringing ratchetness in a place where it never should have been. Nothing to do with that. You know, it has nothing to do with the fact that she is more concerned with how to get more attention as opposed to how to actually get something done. It's not about a productive conversation. It's about arguing, snapping her neck, rolling her eyes. Now, in comparison to an individual such as a Condoleezza Rice, right? Contrary to most of what the left likes to push, before DEI, there was the likes of Condoleezza Rice. She got her position as Secretary of State, right, which is one of the most powerful positions, if not the fourth, at least the fifth most powerful position in these United States, therefore likely the world. Yeah. She was a black woman who, though I was not a fan of her administration necessarily, the Bush era, the second Bush, I was actually a fan of Condoleezza Rice as a person. She was intelligent, intellectual. She never had to stoop down in order to pander to an audience. She never had to turn the ratchet on. She just was who she was. And, at the time she was called whitewashed and, that she was cowering to the white man and things of that nature. But
now I want y'all to know that I don't think Jasmine Crockett is ghetto at all. I think it's an act. I think she's an actor. Okay. Just like they were saying Zelensky, when Zelensky, he's an actor, a real actor. Like, I think that's what you need in positions. We have to be made to feel like it's real, So I don't think she's ghetto, because if you look at her background, she was in private schools. She was, she was very catered and put up. Her peoples was probably in the boule too, to put her in a position so she can do this. You could tell she fugazi. So that's my point in speaking on her. Like, is she being ghetto? I think she's just doing this ghetto stuff right now. I don't think she's a ghetto type of. But they probably told her, I need you to put them eyelashes on now. I need you to look like the girls. But she ain't winning me over. I got one more I'm gonna go over with her, man. Check this out. I just want to know if y'all feel the soul. Like, I don't be feeling it. I don't. You can tell she fugazi. Yeah, you can tell she fugazi, man. Check this out. This is her speaking, and I want to know if y'all can hear if it's something real.
I am tired of the white tears. Listen, if you are competent, you are not concerned. When I walk into Congress every single day, you know why I don't feel away and why you can't make me doubt who I am? Is because I know that I had to work 10 times as hard as they did just to get into the seat. When you look and you compare.
Now, if y'all, I showed y'all, right? I showed y'all facts on how she got into that seat, and it said that. I'm going to go back up. I'm going to show it again so we know, so we ain't, y'all don't think and I'm going to go back to this. So y'all don't think I just made this. So she just said she worked 10 times hard to get this seat. This is how she really got there. Check this out. What is Jasmine Crockett known for? In the 118th Congress, Crockett served as a Democratic freshman class representative between the House Democratic leadership and the approximately 35 newly elected Democratic members. Crockett was named as a co-chair of the 2024 Harris Walks campaign. So there y'all go. Like, she was given. She ain't worked for nothing. She making it seem like she had to work so hard to get there. You had to get into that group to get there. Okay, that group, you had to take oaths. It wasn't like you were just so
me to Marjorie Taylor Greene or me to Lauren Boebert. There is no comparison. And that is the life that we have always lived. So the only people that are crying are the mediocre white boys that have been beaten out by people that historically have had to work so much harder. This is why they don't want us to have education. This is why they are trying to literally say we won't fund the HBCUs, because they know that if they've already gone after affirmative action and they're saying, you know what, don't allow them to come into, say, these PWIs, as we call them, don't allow them to come into these institutions. We know why they created the HBCUs in the first place. It was because they wouldn't allow us into the white institutions. And so now they're not allowing us in. And now they're saying, you know what, we're also going to defund the HBCUs. You know why? Because they don't want any more Kamala Harris's. They don't want any more Jasmine Crockett's. But I got news for them. I don't care what they do. We will fight to the end to make sure that we get our due. Because again, if you want to talk about the people that shouldn't be in this country, you probably need to look in the mirror, because the last time I checked, the Native Americans who Summer ICE have been rounding up or the Puerto Ricans who are absolutely Americans. Listen, the only people that came and colonized this place are your ancestors, Trump.
So listen to her now. So she spoke on three things that highlight the Democratic Party. She spoke on immigrants. She spoke on the Puerto Ricans. Remember, I was talking about Fat Joe, and she's trying to make Puerto Rican. Like, we can tell she's pushing the same narrative as a whole bunch of people. She's all about immigration. It seems like she's for immigrants over here. She's just a big star for the Democratic Party. So they're gonna do whatever they're gonna do to put her. I wouldn't be surprised if she probably the new president. I mean, not the new president, but in 2028, she's running for it. Let's see who this is. What's up, Gary? Gary, can you hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good, man. I appreciate you for calling in.
Oh yeah, I just want to get in on this for the. You brought up Jasmine Crockett.
Yes.
Yeah, she's a mess, man. She's a poor representation of a Black American female.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And she is like scraping the bottom of the barrel. She may have a good education and went to some good schools, but her representation is not representing the Black American FBA sisters.
Yeah.
She's representing ratchetness, man. As a matter of fact, it was the brother that posted a question. He said, "Who's the most ratchet? The ratchetest? Is it Jasmine Crockett or Tiffany Henyard, the mayor of Dalton?"
Right.
I said, you know what? Jasmine did. Tiffany did a lot of dirty stuff, but Jasmine is dirtier and more ratchet than that Tiffany is.
Yeah. I mean, on a larger scale, because she got a lot more. She in Congress. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Mm-hmm. I like this issue.
And the stuff that she's pushing, man, she has no class. I mean, she is educated. She may be put on the act, but she's acting like she ain't got no class. So that's like similar. One of my classes, man, that I had in college, it said if it walk like a duck and if it talk like a duck, it must be a duck. Well, she's talking like a ratchet, right?
Yeah.
She must be ratchet somewhere in her heart, or it's the money or whatever. But it is a misrepresentation for us and for foundation of Black females. Most of our sisters, what I'm finding is a lot of these ratchet females that are in the public, and that we know, a lot of them don't have FBA roots.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
A lot of them are Caribbean or African or something else. Like who's that? Jerry. She was her father's from the Congo. Yeah, she's from the Congo.
Mm-hmm.
But she's acting like she's Black.
Exactly.
And all of that nonsense and disrespect, she's trying to put it on the Black sisters, man.
Yeah.
All that wretchedness. And now that she got fired, she's admitting that she's from immigrant parents.
Right.
So who's her loyalty? She's admitting it now. Who's her loyalty to her father's country, the DRC, the Dominican Republic of Africa, or America? No, she doesn't have that kind of loyalty in her heart that somebody that's FBA or attached to the land would have. Our ancestry goes back to slavery and beyond, because a lot of us are originals. One of the white reporters was talking about, we need to look at the Native people. And he said, "What you mean, American?" He said, "No, I'm talking about the Black folks that were born here, that are native, that were not immigrants, that were here when the country was founded." White people are waking up to it now. They're beginning to know who we were.
Mm-hmm.
You know, my birth certificate says a Negro. That's what it says. Before that, the people that had color. Before that, we were Indian.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My maternal grandmother told me, man, when I was growing up, she said, "Never forget that you Blackfoot." Did you hear what I just said?
Blackfoot Indian. Yep.
She said, never forget that you are Blackfoot.
Mm-hmm.
And now as I'm learning things, I'm okay. And I was talking with some of my seniors. I'm trying to put all the information together. It's we are Blackfoot.
Right.
But we foundational Black Americans.
Yep.
So our ancestry goes back. Go ahead, brother.
No. Because you were saying the Blackfoot, but a lot of people, because I heard that term too from my grandmother, because she was Cherokee, but she talked about the Blackfoots. And I'm thinking that this is why when people say black, this is where I think
there you go.
This is the term where they got it from.
I've been thinking the same thing, something with the black.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and from what I understand, I did a little research. We weren't just Blackfoot. We were connected to the bigger tribes, like the Apaches, and I knew about the Apaches and whatever. So we must have been like some kind of foundational something tribe.
Right. Yeah.
That make any sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Because we're tied into a lot of the other ones, but we're still foundational Black Americans.
Mm-hmm.
We're still FBAs.
Right.
We're natives, and even white people. We didn't immigrate. That's what I was kind of upset at a lot of these groups that I went to. White folks talking about we're a nation of immigrants. I'm like, no, my folks didn't immigrate here.
Right.
We were here already.
Right. They want to make us feel like an immigrant. Yeah, they want to make us feel like that.
Right. There you go. We were already here.
Yep. Yeah.
There's another point I want to add right quick. Right? My grandfather told me, because I'm from LA, California, right?
Mm-hmm.
One of our chief justices was she was a white chief justice in California, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they came after her, and they wanted to impeach her because they didn't like some of the decisions that she made. I looked at her, and me and my grandfather was watching this on the news, right?
Right.
And he said, Gary, she's one of us. I'm like, what? He's looking at her, she look at her real good, and he said, your own people.
Mm.
He told me, bottom line, he said, you know your people.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if she was passing. He said, maybe that's the reason why they're going after her. They realized she was one of us. It was a decision that she made. So the stuff that Jasmine is doing, that's not stuff that my own people do.
Right. They don't do that. Gary.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I got one question for you. I want to ask you something, man, because I want to ask you about these sororities and fraternities. Were you familiar with the sororities and fraternities when you was growing up, coming up? And another question is, do you feel like it's okay for the people to join these groups? How do you feel about them, and how did you feel about them, like coming up, growing up as a young man?
Yeah, a lot of us have been infiltrated. Like coming up, they were held on a higher position, a higher level. They were more ethical. Mm-hmm. Now it seems like everybody's been polluted, and I'm finding that a lot of the people that infiltrated them are non-FBAs.
Exactly. Yep.
You got Kamala Harris.
Kamala Harris, Obama. Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They've been infiltrated.
Mm-hmm.
Now, W.B. Du Bois did talk about the Towers of 10th, and I think a lot of the sororities and fraternities were included in the Towers of 10th. But they carry themselves at a higher level than a lot of them do today. But believe it or not, we still got some good ones that are in there, some good brothers and sisters that are in there that are fighting for us. Mm-hmm. I know some personally.
I believe that. I believe that.
If you notice, a lot of them have resigned. A lot of them have resigned because of some of the stuff they've been doing.
Yeah.
In connection with NAACP. Now, I was at one time back about 20 years ago. I was one of the vice presidents, man, for the Watts branch of the NAACP. But they were not doing what they're doing now. They were for the folks. They were for us.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're for everybody but us.
Right. The infiltration.
That make any sense?
Yeah, just like I was saying. We've been infiltrated. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We've been infiltrated.
Yeah. That's crazy. Man.
So a lot of stuff comes from the infiltration.
Yeah.
Because even back then, even if you go back to some of the stuff that W.B. Du Bois did, man, in his book, The Souls of Black Folks, man, he broke down some of the stuff he said was right on, and some of it was a little off. That's why he ended up going to Ghana. He went to Ghana and died over there. And he and Washington Booker.
Booker T. Washington.
George Washington, Booker T. Washington.
Yeah.
They clashed a lot because it seemed like Booker T. Washington was more down to earth, and he was more on the educated side. But even though Booker T. Washington founded Fisk University, and but he seemed to be more down to earth with the regular working people, and Du Bois was on the intellectual level. Oh, that's who needs to govern us, intellectuals and talent and intent. But then he spoke about. He said he had two persons as a black man, right? He said one black man was down for everything that was American, and the other black man was down for everything that was black. For us.
Right.
So he warred between his two selves, so his two black persons or personalities.
Right.
One didn't want to be 100%. Right. Okay, so we dealing with that too.
Yeah.
Even if we want to be patriotic, but we don't want to be traitors to our race.
Right.
We want to do what's right. And in our heart, there's something about in our hearts, man, that makes us want to look out, not only for ourselves, but everybody else. In the civil rights stuff, we not only fought for us, but our hearts were so loving and kind that we opened up and fought for everybody else. That's why people can come from all around the world because of what we did during the civil rights movement, man. And back in the 60s, all the hard work. And we didn't cut nobody out. But what we did, they turned around and cut us in the back, cut our throats, man. After they got in, and they didn't appreciate the work that we did. I had an opportunity, man, when they were going to let illegals into the school system in L.A., right? I was a leader in the schools, in the high school, and they came around and asked me, well, do you agree with this, right?
Right.
And so our hearts so open, I said, well, let them in, let them go to school. Well, what's that going to hurt? If I'd known they were going to turn on us, I would have blocked it.
Right.
And, we so loving, man.
So loving.
And
nice.
now we learn it. Now we're delineating. We know we got to delineate now.
You got to.
Right.
Yeah.
That ain't what us know. So, Jasmine, they say that she's FBA, but I'm doubting it, man, because when I try to trace her family, she goes back, I think, to St. Louis, right? And I ran into a block where I couldn't go back past her parents and stuff. So I'm like, okay, what's going on here? So I'm doubting whether she's really FBA or not.
Yeah. I doubt
that. Does that make any sense?
Yep, make perfect sense. And even if she was, you could still be in cahoots. You'll still,
right.
They'll still get you on that side if you're not FBA or not. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
All right, bro. I'm not gonna hog up the airways.
Man, I appreciate that though. That was good. I learned a lot from what you said, and that made perfect sense, man. I appreciate you every time you call in, Gary.
Oh, thank you, man. Sure. Keep up the good work, man. God bless, man.
God bless, Gary.
And God bless the family.
Yeah.
Making progress.
Appreciate you. FBA, man, all day.
FBA all day.
All right. So, man. So I really wanted to. So back in the day, what Gary was saying was they had a better name for themselves, these Divine Nines. But now it's like it's too much time that done been around. Probably so many hazing events, so many people died that all of those stats came together that people are like, I know for a fact it's parents that's not going to send their kids and going to tell them about these groups now that Caleb Wilson died. But man, I'm going to open up the line for one or two more calls, man. I appreciate you, Colin, for always tapping in. Mickey said, yeah, that's why you got to know what you said. That's your family on the phone, Blackfoot. You're a Blackfoot too. But yeah, so I rest my case on this one, man. But I appreciate y'all for tapping in. Y'all know we always go in on Sunday. I forgot to play y'all that Malcolm X clip at the beginning, but you know I'm gonna close it out with it. But I'm gonna take 1 or 2 more calls, man. She put yup. The Blackfoot. So y'all wanna call in, let me know what y'all think about Jasmine. I wanna know some of y'all experiences with that Divine Nine. Cause mine was when I went to Bethune-Cookman College, and I remember some guys was in the band, and Bethune-Cookman College is a black college to where they accept anybody. But you already know, Water, I would join, but I can't tonight. That's cool, man. But Bethune-Cookman College is like anybody can join, long as you just graduated. If you just got your GED, you can get into Bethune-Cookman, right? I tried to get in there to play basketball. I was playing basketball in high school. I was good, and I was trying to play basketball there. But I remember sitting on outside with a whole bunch of the guys, and we trying to talk about making some money or something. And then this guy was like, "Yeah, man, I'm finna pledge. You can't pledge until you're a sophomore." And we all looked at him. He was like, "Yeah, as soon as I become a sophomore, I'm gonna pledge." And as I'm looking at it, and I'm like, it just sounded weird to me. I didn't go into it. It just was sounding like something that I would never join in. But then being around and seeing the people stomp and stuff like this, I'm just like, what is this? But now I got a better perception. But to the people that got in, that was just, I'm sure that they got a rude awakening, because it's a form of slavery to me. That's how I look at it. Control mechanism. But man, I appreciate y'all. We're gonna keep tapping in. I'm gonna put my Discord in because I want to get everybody. I am gonna send a message. So if this number, I am gonna be sending, just for if I get on something, I'm gonna try to get a Telegram group, just something that where we can exchange information and not having everybody in our business. So if y'all do, if you could text that number with your email that you be checking in your phone number, just so we can send you out things. I don't want to really do it on here. I got some stuff we working on, but I've been having some people say, man, you can't be talking, can't be telling everything that we trying to do, on YouTube. So I gotta take that in with it. So this is how we gotta move when we talking about FBA. We gotta. She put Discord. I'm ready for it. So we can't be just speaking everything and having all our, because it's so much I want to tell y'all. Y'all don't understand. It's so much, man. I appreciate you, Kim Reed. I'm trying to get our people together, man. And it's y'all too. Got to move in the shadows. You're right. That's why I need y'all, because y'all are like, we gonna be able to do this together. I think the people that watch my channel, I feel like you solid and you care about your people, So if we can start something and start a movement with my channel, because I want y'all to know this like y'all channel. If y'all got some great ideas and some stuff that we can move to people and do stuff, I definitely want this to be a part, to y'all to be a part of the channel, so we can push out good content and help the people. So I will be going in tomorrow. I couldn't go yesterday, man. I was hanging with the family. People was in town, but I am gonna go live tomorrow. I got some stuff. I got my boy Saron. We're gonna go and we're gonna chop it up on environmental protection for the people. I do water treatment. I manufacture it. So I want to know everybody who follows me and watch my channel. I want y'all to know what I do. I want you to be educated in what I do, because you can help people too. You can help people, clean up their water, clean up their air, because the government ain't gonna do it. So set up the Discord and you can build the community one day. I'm ready. Mickey, we gonna do it. Listen, y'all check in to me tomorrow. I'm gonna have everything. Boom, boom. We're gonna build a community right there, and we're gonna keep it private. So we don't want, everybody running back to the how they did the people who was trying to start the record label. They went back to the higher ups. They doing this, they doing that. Got everything shut down. So we delineating and we definitely moving in silence. So I will catch y'all tomorrow. Y'all tap in. And I'm trying to be involved with us more often. So if y'all have not, text your number in your email so I can shoot you out. And on the next video, I'm gonna give y'all the where we can go, and it could just be us, a community for us. So in the cut, have a good night, all. Yes, I know you in the cut, Cat. So listen, y'all, love. I appreciate y'all. FBA all day. We standing on business and staying on code, and we gonna have some big ideas and big things coming out of this group that we in. So I love and appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all text and hit that number with your text and email, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace and love.